Have you ever wondered why some women over 60 seem to light up a room effortlessly, while others feel like they fade into the background despite their vibrant spirits? It's a quiet truth many of us don't talk about. Sometimes, no matter how lively or warm we feel inside, the world just doesn't seem to notice. I've been there myself, feeling invisible at family gatherings or social events, wondering if age had somehow dimmed the spark I once carried so naturally. But here's the good news. It doesn't have to be that way. There's a simple, gentle secret that can brighten your presence without needing a new wardrobe or expensive treatments. It's all about color. How the shades you wear can quietly but powerfully influence how people see you and how you feel about yourself. I've spent years learning that choosing the right colors isn't about following fleeting fashion trends. It's about understanding what makes your unique beauty shine through every day. Imagine waking up excited to wear something that not only flatters your skin but also lifts your confidence and invites connection. That's exactly what I'm going to share with you. So, what if the colors you choose could be your secret superpower, helping you look confident and feel amazing at any age? I invite you to discover this with me, and remember, you deserve to live your best, most vibrant life yet. What's one color you've always loved but never dared to try? Share it below. I'd love to hear your story. If you are not subscribed, subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. Now, let's begin. 1. Navy blue, the trust builder. It's funny how certain colors become almost invisible to us over the years. Navy blue. How many times have you seen it in your closet, maybe on a forgotten blazer or that old pair of slacks you reserve for just in case? I used to think of navy as simply another neutral, a color that filled in the background of more exciting, bolder choices. But as I've gotten older, I've learned that navy blue is quietly powerful, a color that can transform the way others see you and, even more importantly, the way you see yourself. Let me take you back to a day that changed the way I think about navy blue. It was my granddaughter's graduation, a milestone we'd all been looking forward to for months. I stood in front of my closet, wondering what to wear. I'll be honest. Part of me felt like whatever I put on, I'd blend into the crowd, another invisible older woman in a sea of family and friends. For a moment, I considered a splashy floral dress, something loud and cheerful, but none of them felt quite right. My hand paused on an old navy blazer I hadn't worn in years. The fabric was still crisp, the color deep and dignified. On a whim, I tried it on with a soft ivory blouse and a strand of pearls my late husband once gave me. When I looked in the mirror, I saw someone who felt ready, not just to attend, but to be seen. That day, something remarkable happened. People, strangers, friends, even my granddaughter's classmates, stopped to compliment my look. "You look so elegant," one woman said, and another smiled. "Navy suits you. It makes you look so approachable and confident." I noticed people making more eye contact, holding doors open for me, and even engaging in longer conversations. It was as if the navy blue created a gentle spotlight, inviting respect without demanding it. I felt, for the first time in years, like I stood out in a way that was both natural and dignified. Later, I learned there was science behind this. Navy blue, according to color psychologists and even Harvard researchers, is considered one of the most trustworthy colors a person can wear. It's not as harsh as black. Sometimes black can drain the warmth from our faces or make us seem more distant, especially as our features soften with age. Navy, on the other hand, brings a quiet sophistication. It's strong but never overbearing, timeless without being stuffy. There's a reason so many uniforms and professional suits use navy. It signals reliability, confidence, and approachability. But the beauty of navy blue isn't just what it shows others. It's how it makes you feel inside. When I wear navy now, whether it's that same blazer, a favorite sweater, or even a simple navy scarf, I notice I sit up straighter, I smile a little more, and I'm more likely to join the conversation rather than just listen. Navy blue has become my armor for those moments when I want to feel collected, calm, and quietly powerful. It's easy to underestimate the impact of something as simple as color. But if you've ever felt uncertain about what to wear for a family gathering, a community event, or even a trip to the grocery store, consider reaching for navy blue. The secret is in the fit and the details. Choose a navy piece that feels comfortable and well-made, something with clean lines and a bit of structure. A navy blazer over a cream or white blouse, paired with comfortable slacks, looks polished for any occasion. Add a colorful scarf for a dash of personality, or a pair of pearl earrings for classic charm. And navy blue isn't just for formal occasions. My friend Carol, who's 72 and never fancied herself much of a fashion person, now swears by her navy blue cardigan for everything from book club meetings to casual brunches. She laughs and says, "It's like a security blanket, but grown up. I always feel put together, even when I'm just running errands." That's the real magic of the Navy. It adapts to every mood, every season, every life moment. Sometimes, we overlook the simplest solutions because they seem too ordinary. But navy blue is proof that ordinary can be extraordinary. For those of us over 65, it can be the bridge between feeling invisible and being seen, not for our age, but for the confidence and wisdom we carry. It's not about hiding who you are. It's about highlighting your best qualities in a way that feels genuine and effortless. So the next time you're staring at your closet, unsure what to wear or how to show up in the world, remember this: navy blue is your ally. It's your trust builder, your secret weapon, your way of reminding both yourself and everyone around you that confidence is always in style. And so are you. 2. Soft peach, the youth enhancer. There's a quiet magic to discovering something new about yourself, even after 6 or 7 decades of life. For me, that discovery came wrapped in the most unlikely color: soft peach. I'd always thought of pastels as too youthful for someone my age, better suited to baby showers or springtime decorations than the closet of a woman well into her golden years. But, as I've learned, sometimes it's the gentle hues, the ones we overlook, that end up transforming not just how others see us, but how we see ourselves. For as long as I can remember, my wardrobe leaned toward the practical. Navy, gray, maybe a dash of burgundy for holidays. Like many women over 60, I'd fallen into the habit of choosing darker shades, convinced they were more slimming or sophisticated, and, if I'm honest, less likely to draw attention. It felt safer to blend in than to stand out. But blending in has a way of dimming your spirit, little by little. After all, why should growing older mean fading quietly into the background? It was my daughter, ever the optimist, who first suggested I try something lighter. One Saturday morning, she showed up at my door with a shopping bag and a mischievous grin. "Just trust me," she said, pulling out the softest peach cashmere sweater I'd ever seen. I almost laughed. "I don't know," I protested. "Doesn't that color wash people out? Especially at my age." She just shook her head, her eyes full of encouragement, and coaxed me to try it on. Standing before the mirror, I was stunned. The gentle warmth of soft peach didn't wash me out. It softened the lines on my face, brought a glow to my cheeks, and somehow made my eyes look brighter. It felt as if the color was quietly embracing me, offering comfort and radiance all at once. Later that day, at the cafe, 3 different people, 2 strangers and the barista, told me how fresh and radiant I looked. I felt visible again, in the best possible way. It wasn't about turning back the clock or trying to look 20 years younger. It was about allowing my natural beauty to shine through, gently and authentically. I started reading more about color and aging, curious to know if there was science behind my little transformation. Turns out, there is. Studies from the Fashion Institute and several well-respected color consultants all agree. Soft, warm hues like peach reflect light in a way that flatters mature skin, softens fine lines, and adds a subtle glow that's almost like nature's own filter. Unlike bold pinks or oranges, which can sometimes feel too brash or artificial, soft peach creates an effect that's delicate and inviting. It makes you approachable, youthful, and most importantly, truly seen. I soon found myself reaching for soft peach whenever I needed a little lift, a gentle boost on days when energy or confidence felt a bit low. It became my sunrise color, something that whispered optimism, hope, and new beginnings. The beauty of soft peach is its versatility. It pairs gracefully with the classic neutrals most of us already have: navy, gray, taupe, even chocolate brown. A peach blouse under a navy blazer, a lightweight scarf draped over a white tee, or a pair of peach-toned earrings with a simple black dress, all instantly lighten my look and, somehow, my mood. Linda, a friend I met at the senior center, tells a similar story. She'd always worn charcoal and beige, thinking those colors were safe and age-appropriate. One afternoon, she borrowed a soft peach cardigan for a book club meeting, mostly out of necessity. It was the only extra layer on hand. I was amazed, she later confessed. People kept telling me how well-rested I looked, how bright my smile seemed. Linda laughs, saying she now wears peach whenever I need to feel like myself again. What I love about soft peach is that it's never demanding. It doesn't shout for attention the way red sometimes does, nor does it feel too formal like ivory or navy. Instead, it quietly lifts, flatters, and embraces, making it perfect for everything from Sunday brunches and garden parties to quiet evenings at home. And for special occasions? A flowing peach blouse with your favorite dark slacks, or a silk scarf in this gentle hue, feels festive without trying too hard. Perhaps the greatest gift of soft peach is the way it reconnects us to our softness, our optimism, our sense of new beginnings, regardless of age. There is courage in wearing a color that celebrates youthfulness, not as a denial of growing older but as a tribute to the vibrancy still alive within us. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. So, if you've spent years believing that lighter shades are not for you, I encourage you to give soft peach a chance. Drape it over your shoulders, let it catch the sunlight, and notice the difference not just in the mirror, but in how the world greets you, with warmth, with kindness, and with a little extra spark in their eyes. Sometimes, all it takes is a change of color to remind ourselves, and everyone around us, that there is no expiration date on feeling radiant, alive, and beautifully, wonderfully you. 3. Royal purple. The sophistication signal. For so many years, I thought certain colors were reserved for someone else. A woman bolder, perhaps, or someone with a flair for drama I didn't think I possessed. Purple, especially royal purple, was one of those colors. It was the shade I admired from afar, on elegant dresses in store windows, on the stunning hats of women at church, or the evening scarves of friends who always seemed to glide rather than walk. I told myself, that's for someone with more confidence than me, and reached for my usual navy or taupe instead. Looking back, I realize how easy it is for us, as we get older, to underestimate the quiet power still within us, and how a simple color can awaken it. It wasn't until my niece's wedding that everything changed. I'd been invited to help celebrate her new life, and my daughter insisted I treat myself to something special. At the boutique, surrounded by silks and satins, my hand landed on a dress in the richest, most vibrant royal purple. It almost seemed to shimmer. I hesitated. Was it too much? Would I look like I was trying too hard, stepping out of my comfort zone at my age? But the saleswoman, herself well into her 60s, her hair a proud silver, just smiled. Honey, purple is the color of queens. Why shouldn't you feel like royalty for a day? With a deep breath and a racing heart, I bought the dress. That evening, as I zipped up the royal purple gown and looked in the mirror, I hardly recognized myself. It wasn't that I looked younger. No, it was something better. I looked like a woman who knew her worth. There was a richness, a depth, a playful hint of mystery I hadn't seen in years. My daughter beamed when she saw me. You look incredible, Mom. Like you've been holding on to this secret your whole life. Walking into the reception, I could feel the difference. Heads turned, not because the dress was flashy, but because royal purple has a quiet confidence that fills a room. People approached me to offer compliments, and old friends lingered in conversation. Even the photographer wanted extra shots of the lady in purple. I was surprised by how comfortable I felt, how natural it was to accept the attention. Later, my niece hugged me and whispered, "I hope I look that elegant when I'm your age." That moment, I realized it wasn't just a dress. It was a message, both to myself and to others, that sophistication and spirit don't fade. If anything, they deepen as the years go by. There's science behind this magic, too. Color psychologists say royal purple is often linked with creativity, wisdom, and quiet strength, the very qualities we accumulate as we live, learn, and grow. Unlike brighter colors that can feel overwhelming, or pastels that sometimes vanish against our skin, royal purple strikes a perfect balance. Bold, but not brash, graceful, but never invisible. It highlights the sparkle in our eyes, brings warmth to our faces, and seems to wrap us in an aura of confidence. Margaret, a retired nurse I met at a community luncheon, told me she always saved her purple shawl for special days. "It's not just a color, it's an attitude," she said. "Whenever I wear it, I feel wiser, stronger, more at peace with myself. And people notice." It's become her little tradition. She reaches for royal purple when she wants to remind herself, and the world, that elegance doesn't belong to youth alone. If you're wondering how to bring royal purple into your wardrobe, you don't need a full-length gown to get the effect. Try a soft purple blouse with silver earrings for a polished afternoon look, or drape a rich purple scarf over your shoulders for church or lunch with friends. Even a pair of amethyst earrings or a statement necklace can add just the right touch of regal flair without feeling overdone. Pair purple with neutrals, gray, navy, ivory, or let it be the single note of color that elevates a classic black outfit. The beauty of royal purple is its versatility. It's dramatic enough for special occasions, yet subdued enough to make everyday moments feel special. It's the color of dignity, wisdom, and, yes, sophistication. It invites conversation, commands respect, and permits you to step into your light, whatever your age or stage in life. So the next time you catch yourself reaching for something safe, I encourage you to consider royal purple. You may be surprised, as I was, by how naturally it fits, not just on your body, but in your spirit. Let it be your signal to the world that sophistication only grows with time, and that every woman, no matter her age, has the right to feel like royalty, if only for a day, or perhaps every day she chooses. 4. Emerald green, the energy booster. Some colors whisper and colors that shout, but then there are those rare shades that seem to breathe life straight into your soul. For me, emerald green is just such a color, the kind that doesn't just sit quietly on your shoulders, but changes the energy in the room the moment you walk in. If navy blue is the color of trust and royal purple signals sophistication, emerald green is the radiant flag of vitality. It's a color I once thought was too bright for someone my age, until the day I let it into my life and felt my spirit wake up, as if spring had arrived inside me. My introduction to emerald green happened by pure accident. A few years ago, during one of those endless gray Februaries that seemed to sap all the color out of the world, my daughter invited me to join her at a local farmer's market. It was too chilly for much of a stroll, so I bundled up in my usual navy coat, feeling every bit of my 68 years. Just as we were about to leave, I spotted a vendor selling handmade jackets in every color you could imagine. On a whim, I tried on an emerald green one, almost laughing at my boldness. The fabric was soft, the color rich and deep, a true jewel tone, not garish or neon. When I looked in the mirror, I almost didn't recognize myself. There was a brightness in my eyes I hadn't seen in ages, and my cheeks seemed to glow. That afternoon, as we wandered through the market, I felt more awake, more alive. People stopped to compliment my beautiful coat. A little girl tugged her mother's hand to look at me and smiled. Even the vendors seemed to beam a little wider. I realized, with a mix of surprise and delight, that emerald green had become my instant pick-me-up, The kind of energy I didn't even know I was missing. There's solid science behind this magic. Psychologists and color theorists agree that green, especially rich shades like emerald, is deeply connected to renewal, growth, and harmony. It's the color of springtime and thriving forests, symbols of life continuing, no matter the season. Research even suggests that wearing green can help lift our mood, promote a sense of balance, and make us seem more approachable and positive to those around us. For women over 65, who sometimes feel overlooked or underestimated, that burst of fresh energy can be a true gift. Susan, a friend I've known since our school days, is another believer in the power of emerald green. She calls it her second wind color. For years, she'd kept to beige and gray, but after retiring, she decided she needed a little more spark. She bought herself an emerald green windbreaker and started wearing it on her daily walks. It's funny, she told me. I get more waves and hellos from neighbors now than I did in 20 years. And somehow, I always finish my walks with more bounce in my step. For Susan, and so many of us, color isn't just about looking good, it's about feeling renewed and ready to take on the day. What I love about emerald green is how versatile it is. You can make it the star of your outfit, a tailored jacket, a cozy sweater, or even a chic dress for a special occasion, or you can introduce it in smaller ways. A soft green scarf, a pair of earrings with an emerald hue, or a handbag in this joyful color can all do wonders. Emerald green pairs beautifully with neutrals like ivory, navy, and camel, and it brings a lovely vibrancy to brown or denim. Even a splash of green in a patterned blouse or floral skirt is enough to brighten your entire look and, quite honestly, your mood. If you're hesitant, thinking emerald green is too much, I understand. I once felt the same. But trust me, the moment you let this shade into your life, you'll discover a fresh surge of confidence and joy. It's a way of telling the world, and yourself, I am still here, still vibrant, and there's so much life left in me. And isn't that a beautiful message to carry, whether you're heading out for lunch with friends, spending time with family, or simply enjoying a sunny afternoon in your garden? So next time you find yourself reaching for your old, reliable colors, pause for a moment and consider the energy of emerald green. Try it for a day. See how it lifts your spirits and turns heads. Let it be your daily reminder that vitality doesn't have an age limit. Sometimes, all it takes is a single luminous color to revive our sense of possibility and joy, and to remind us, and everyone around us, that our brightest days can still be ahead. 5. Classic red. The confidence amplifier. Red. Just the word itself has always held a bit of daring, hasn't it? For years, I thought red belonged to someone else, a movie star in a convertible, or a young woman stepping out for her first big job interview, not a grandmother of 4 whose life had grown cozy and familiar. But age has a way of teaching us what matters, and one of the greatest lessons I've learned is that confidence is not about youth or perfection, it's about presence. And nothing, absolutely nothing, announces your presence quite like classic red. The turning point for me came at a time I least expected it. My nephew was getting married, and I was determined not to be overlooked among the lively crowd of family and friends. As I stood in a boutique, my hands instinctively reached for my usual colors. Navy, taupe, maybe a gentle lavender. That's when I saw it, a beautiful, simple, but stunning red dress. It seemed to almost glow from the rack. I hesitated, picturing myself in it. Would people stare? Would I look like I was trying too hard? Still, something deep inside nudged me forward. I remembered my own mother's voice. Don't be afraid to stand out. You've earned it. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. The day of the wedding, I slipped on that red dress, smoothed it over my hips, and caught my reflection. It wasn't about looking younger, it was about looking alive, about showing up for life, not just passing through. My granddaughter, wise beyond her years, took one look at me and said, "Grandma, you look like a movie star." At the wedding, heads turned. Friends and even distant relatives sought me out. There were compliments, yes, but what surprised me most was how I felt on the inside. I stood taller. I laughed louder. I wasn't hiding anymore. I was shining. Classic red has always carried a reputation. Passion, power, excitement. But as I've discovered, it offers something even more important: pure confidence. There's science behind this. Studies in color psychology have found that red isn't just eye-catching, it boosts our sense of self-assurance. It elevates mood, increases energy, and even encourages others to see us as more competent and lively. For women over 65, who are too often told to fade into the background, red is a gentle rebellion, a way of declaring, I am still here, and I have plenty to give. My friend Patricia has a similar story. She spent years avoiding red, feeling it was too bold for her reserved personality. But when her daughter gifted her a classic red scarf for her 70th birthday, she wore it to brunch, and something amazing happened. Suddenly, she said, I felt visible again. Like the world remembered I was there, and so did I. Now, Patricia wears her red scarf to doctor appointments, church, even grocery shopping. She calls it her courage color. Red doesn't have to be overwhelming to work its magic. A crisp red blouse with black slacks can turn an ordinary day into something special. A swipe of classic red lipstick before heading out for errands adds a spark to your smile. Even a pair of red shoes peeking out beneath your favorite jeans can be your own private declaration of confidence. But for those truly special occasions, birthdays, anniversaries, reunions, don't be afraid to go all in. A red dress, whether simple cotton or rich silk, is timeless. It's the color of celebration, of heartbeats and laughter, of showing up fully for the moments that matter most. Red also has a wonderful way of complementing mature skin. While some might fear it's too much, the right shade, classic, true red, not too orange or too blue, brightens your complexion and brings warmth to your cheeks. Pair red with gold jewelry for a look that's both classic and celebratory, or keep it simple with pearls and let the color speak for itself. The beautiful thing about classic red is that it gives as much as it gets. It amplifies not just your style, but your spirit. It encourages you to walk a little taller, speak a little clearer, and embrace the spotlight you deserve. And perhaps most importantly, it inspires the women around you to do the same. My daughters have started borrowing my red accessories, scarves, earrings, even the occasional lipstick, and I see them light up, too. Red is contagious in the best possible way. So the next time you wonder if it's your turn to shine, remember this: classic red is waiting for you. It's not just a color, but an invitation to feel alive, to claim your space, and to celebrate the woman you've become. Put it on, let your confidence shine, and watch the world respond, not just to your look, but to your spirit. After all these years, you deserve nothing less. 6. Rich burgundy, the sophistication enhancer. There's a kind of quiet elegance that only comes with time. It's the look in your eyes after decades of laughter and a few tears, the gentleness in your hands from years of holding, mending, and creating, and the calm self-assurance you've earned simply by living and loving deeply. I never really understood how a single color could capture that feeling, until I discovered the transformative power of rich burgundy. Burgundy wasn't a color I reached for in my younger days. Back then, I thought sophisticated meant stiff black suits for business, gray for blending in. Burgundy was something I admired from afar, the color of fine wine, velvet theater curtains, or the roses my husband brought home, just because. It felt luxurious, even a little mysterious, reserved for grand occasions, not for everyday life. But as I grew older, I found myself longing for a shade that reflected the richness of my own experiences, something deeper than the ordinary palette of beige and navy. One chilly autumn, everything changed. My daughter invited me to her neighborhood's annual holiday market, promising warm cider and good company. I wanted to wear something festive but comfortable, So I pulled out a burgundy wool coat I'd bought on impulse the year before. As soon as I slipped it on, I felt something shift, a gentle kind of confidence, the kind that wraps around you like a favorite song or a treasured memory. When I walked into the bustling market, I noticed people glancing my way, smiling, and offering genuine compliments. "That color is stunning on you," said a vendor. "You look so elegant and warm," added another. At first, I thought maybe they were just being kind, but as the afternoon went on, I realized it wasn't just the coat, it was how I felt in it. Burgundy brought out a glow in my skin, softened the silver in my hair, and made me feel every bit as sophisticated as I'd always hoped to be. There was no need to shout for attention. The color spoke volumes on its own. I felt embraced by its warmth and carried myself with a little more poise. There's science behind this, too. Psychologists say that rich, deep hues like burgundy evoke feelings of calm confidence and quiet luxury. Unlike brighter reds, which command attention with their boldness, burgundy is subtle, inviting curiosity and admiration rather than demanding it. It's a color that suggests wisdom, depth, and a life well lived. And best of all, it flatters a wide range of skin tones, lending a soft, healthy glow even on the coldest winter days. My friend Janet, a retired architect, has her love affair with burgundy. She tells me, "I save my burgundy cashmere scarf for the days when I want to feel a little extra special, even if I'm just going to the grocery store. It's like a secret signal to myself that I deserve a touch of luxury, no matter where I'm headed." That's the beauty of this color. It elevates even the simplest moments, turning an ordinary day into a small celebration. Incorporating burgundy into your wardrobe doesn't require an overhaul. Start with a soft sweater, a velvet scarf, or a cozy pair of gloves. For festive occasions, a burgundy dress with gold or pearl jewelry exudes timeless grace. Burgundy pairs beautifully with neutrals like cream, gray, or navy, and adds richness to florals and patterns. Even a simple burgundy handbag or pair of shoes can infuse your look with quiet confidence. What I love most about burgundy is how it encourages us to embrace the fullness of who we are. It's a color that honors your history and celebrates the present, a reminder that sophistication is not about perfection, but about carrying yourself with dignity and warmth. When I see my reflection in burgundy, I see a woman who has weathered storms and savored sunshine, who is comfortable in her skin, and who knows that elegance has nothing to do with age. So, next time you want to feel a little more polished, a bit more refined, reach for something burgundy. Let it remind you of the richness of your journey, the wisdom you've gathered, and the beauty that deepens with every passing year. Step out wrapped in this luscious hue and see how the world responds, with warmth, respect, and maybe even a touch of envy at your effortless sophistication. In every season of life, you deserve to feel as vibrant as the color burgundy itself. 7. Sunny yellow, the joy radiator. There's something undeniably magical about the way sunlight pours through your kitchen window on a crisp spring morning. It bathes everything in a golden hue, warming your skin and, if you let it, brightening your mood. For years, I'd admired that light from afar, longing for its warmth but never quite believing I could carry a piece of it with me wherever I went. Then, one summer, I discovered the secret. You can wear your sunshine, and its name is sunny yellow. Like many women my age, I grew up believing that yellow was a young color, one best left for children's dresses or wildflowers by the roadside. As my hair grew silver and my laugh lines deepened, my wardrobe drifted toward safe, sensible shades, navy, gray, the occasional blush. It was practical, sure, but it didn't exactly make my heart sing. I told myself it was just a part of growing older. You dim your colors, you settle in, you try not to stand out. But there comes a time in life. Maybe it's after 65, maybe it's after a loss or a new beginning, when you realize that joy, real joy, is not something you wait for. It's something you cultivate. It was my friend Dorothy who first reminded me of that. One breezy afternoon, she arrived for lunch in a bright yellow blouse that seemed to catch every drop of sunlight in the room. The effect was instant. Strangers at the cafe smiled at her. The waiter offered a little extra attention. Most importantly, Dorothy herself seemed to glow from the inside out. She laughed easily and told stories with that sparkle in her eye. "This color makes me happy," she said simply. "It makes me remember that life is bright, no matter my age." Inspired, I decided to give sunny yellow a try, though I'll admit I was nervous. I started small, a soft yellow scarf, knotted at my neck on a day when the sky was particularly gray. I'll never forget how my granddaughter beamed when she saw me. "Grandma, you look like sunshine," she declared, and just like that, I felt lighter. The world seemed to open a little wider, people smiled a little more, and everywhere I went, I carried a piece of that golden morning with me. There's real science behind the magic, too. Color psychologists tell us that yellow is associated with happiness, optimism, and positive energy. It has the power to lift our spirits and, as studies show, even the people around us. For older women, who sometimes feel overlooked or dulled by routine, wearing yellow is an act of joyful rebellion, a gentle declaration that we are still alive, still vibrant, and still deserving of delight. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. My friend Linda, who'd always called herself color shy, decided to experiment after hearing my story. She bought a pair of sunny yellow sandals, worried they'd be too much. But when she wore them to a summer picnic, the compliments flowed. People kept telling me I seemed younger, happier, even lighter on my feet, she said, laughing. Now those sandals are her lucky charm, and she wears them whenever she needs a boost. The beauty of sunny yellow is that it meets you wherever you are. It can be a breezy blouse for a garden party, a cotton sundress for a day at the farmer's market, or a simple silk scarf tucked into your jacket. Even the smallest touch, a pair of earrings, a cheerful handbag, a delicate cardigan, can make all the difference. And if you're worried about yellow being too bright for mature skin, choose a softer, butter yellow or a gentle gold. These warmer shades bring out the glow in your complexion, making you look rested and refreshed, no matter the season. Sunny yellow isn't just a color. It's a state of mind. It invites you to notice the sweetness in small moments. A phone call from an old friend, a morning cup of tea, the sound of laughter echoing from the next room. It encourages you to seek out light and to share it, whether that's with a smile, a kind word, or the simple act of wearing a color that says, "I am joyful. I am here." So the next time you find yourself reaching for gray or navy, pause and let your hand drift over to yellow. Wrap yourself in a bit of sunlight, and see how it changes your day, and maybe someone else's, too. After all these years, you deserve to radiate joy. Don't wait for sunshine. Wear it. And let your light shine for all to see. 8. Pure ivory, the elegant classic. Certain colors seem to carry the wisdom of ages within them. Quiet, understated, never demanding attention yet always commanding respect. Pure ivory is one of those colors. For years, I thought of ivory as a neutral, a backdrop for bolder, brighter shades. I saw it as the color of wedding gowns, fine china, or the pearls handed down from my grandmother. But as I moved gracefully into my later years, I discovered that ivory isn't just an accent. It's a statement all its own, a testament to the kind of elegance that grows richer and more meaningful with time. My awakening to ivory's power happened not in a boutique or a magazine, but in the simple act of preparing for a luncheon with old friends. I wanted to wear something comfortable but special, something that would make me feel like my best self. As I sifted through my closet, my hand settled on a soft, pure ivory blouse, a piece I'd almost forgotten. It was simple, with delicate buttons and a gentle drape. I slipped it on over my favorite black slacks, added a strand of pearls, and looked in the mirror. The transformation was subtle but profound. My features seemed softer, my skin took on a warm glow, and I felt instantly poised, like the most authentic version of myself. That day, I received more compliments than I had in years. "You look so fresh," one friend remarked. "That color is so flattering on you," another chimed in. But what mattered most was how I felt inside. Calm, assured, quietly radiant. Ivory didn't scream for attention. Instead, it whispered of grace, confidence, and a deep appreciation for the beauty of simplicity. There's a reason ivory is considered a timeless classic. Unlike stark white, which can sometimes feel severe or wash out the complexion as we age, pure ivory brings a gentle warmth that flatters mature skin. Psychologists say that ivory evokes feelings of serenity, purity, and understated luxury. It's the color of quiet mornings and cherished traditions, of linen tablecloths and handwritten letters, of memories kept close and shared with love. My friend Elizabeth, a retired professor who's taught generations to see the beauty in the everyday, swears by her ivory suit. She wore it to her granddaughter's graduation, and to this day, she says it's the most elegant she's ever felt. "Ivory is forgiving," she told me with a smile. "It doesn't draw attention to wrinkles or worries. It just lets you shine through." That's the secret. Ivory doesn't compete with you. It celebrates you. One of the joys of pure ivory is its versatility. You can dress it up with pearls or gold jewelry for a formal event, or keep it casual with soft denim or khaki for a morning at the market. An ivory blouse paired with a navy cardigan creates a look that's both classic and approachable, while an ivory sweater tossed over your shoulders adds a touch of refinement to any outfit. For special occasions, nothing feels quite as graceful as an ivory dress or suit. Add a silk scarf, a vintage brooch, or your favorite handbag, and you're ready for whatever the day brings. Ivory also plays beautifully with other colors. It enhances pastels, grounds bold prints, and offers a subtle contrast to deeper hues like burgundy, emerald green, or royal purple. I love the way an ivory accent, be it a scarf, handbag, or delicate pair of shoes, can pull an entire look together, making it feel both intentional and effortless. But perhaps what I cherish most about ivory is the way it reflects a certain stage of life. There's strength in its softness, wisdom in its simplicity. Wearing ivory feels like an embrace, gentle, reassuring, dignified. It reminds me that true elegance has nothing to do with trends or extravagance, but with the quiet confidence that comes from knowing and loving oneself. So if you find yourself longing for a change, searching for a color that feels both fresh and timeless, reach for pure ivory. Let it be your elegant classic, your reminder that sophistication is not about being noticed, but about being remembered. For kindness, for wisdom, for a life lived with open hands and an open heart. Next time you stand before your closet, wondering what to wear to mark a milestone or simply celebrate an ordinary day, consider the subtle magic of ivory. Slip it on, add a smile, and carry yourself with the quiet pride of a woman who knows that her story, like her style, grows lovelier with every passing year. In a world chasing after what's new, you, in your pure ivory, are the very definition of timeless beauty. As we come to the end of this journey through colors, I hope you're feeling inspired to see your wardrobe and yourself in a whole new light. These 8 colors aren't just shades on fabric. They are invitations to step into your power, to embrace the confidence, warmth, and elegance that have only grown stronger with time. Whether it's the trustworthy navy blue, the gentle glow of soft peach, or the vibrant energy of emerald green, each color holds a unique promise to uplift you and help you shine exactly as you are. Remember, dressing well at any age isn't about following fleeting trends or trying to turn back the clock. It's about honoring your story, your beauty, and your spirit with choices that make you feel alive and radiant. You deserve to feel seen, celebrated, and confident every single day. So, take a moment to think about which of these colors speaks to you most. Which one makes you want to stand a little taller, smile a little brighter, or simply feel more like yourself? I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below sharing the color you're excited to try or how color has helped you feel more confident in your skin. If this video brought you hope or a fresh perspective, please like, share, and subscribe for more empowering stories and style tips made just for you. You have a vibrant, beautiful life ahead, and your colors are ready to help you paint it in the brightest, most joyful hues. Keep shining. You truly deserve it.